Welcome everyone. In today's video, you will discover something that can completely reshape the way you learn English, not just for exams, but for life. This isn't about memorizing endless vocabulary lists or cramming grammar pages. It's not about tricks, hacks, or shortcuts. It's about something far more lasting. It's about building a system within you, a new identity, someone who doesn't try to speak English, but speaks it naturally, everywhere, every single day. Maybe you've said, I understand when listening, but I freeze speaking. I forget words. I keep translating. I've studied for years, but I'm still stuck. If that's you, this message is for you. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are missing only one piece: habit. And once that habit is planted, English will flow from you like fastening buttons on your shirt. Riding a bicycle, or taking your first step in the morning. No more fear, no more hesitation, no more silence. Watch carefully, because each piece of this journey connects, and at the end, the picture is fluency. This is more than a video. It is your blueprint to move from frustrated learner to someone who speaks with clarity, confidence, and unstoppable flow. So if you're ready to grow, if you're tired of waiting, then pause everything else. Give this your full focus, your full heart, right now. And if this helps you, remember to subscribe. Because we are building a global family where English is not studied, it is lived, shared, breathed every day. Part 1. The truth. Why English is not a skill you win like a medal, but a habit you weave into your life like breathing. Here's the honest truth no one tells you. English is not a skill, English is a habit. And once you understand this, your journey changes forever. Most people imagine fluency like climbing a mountain. They think after reaching one high point, suddenly they are fluent. But fluency doesn't work that way. Fluency is not a moment, it is not a certificate, it is not a level. It is a rhythm your brain builds slowly through daily repetition until it feels automatic. Think of it. Do you plan every sentence in your first language? Do you pause before greeting your best friend? Of course not. You simply open your mouth. Why? Because your native tongue has been carved into your brain through years of practice. It's not effort, it's instinct. That's the power of habit. And here's the key. If English is not integrated into your daily system, it will never feel natural, no matter how many lectures, apps, or textbooks you consume. Picture this: brushing your hair every morning. You don't need motivation, alarms, or analysis. You simply pick up the comb and do it. That's a habit. Nobody wakes up thinking, today I must research the technique of brushing. Today I will calculate the angle. Today I will analyze every movement. No, you just brush. You finish. You move on. It's automatic. That is how English must eventually feel inside you. Simple, repeatable, unshakable, alive. But here's the problem. Many learners treat English as a special event. They only use it when motivated, when time appears, when they feel inspired. They overthink every word. They delay every sentence. They depend on mood. That is not a habit. That is a wish. And wishes never create fluency. Fluency is born from systems. Fluency is built through repetition. Fluency grows where daily action engraves itself so deep it no longer needs effort. Now ask yourself, why do some people gain fluency quickly even without schools, while others remain stuck despite years of expensive classes? The answer is not talent, it is not wealth, it is not memory. The difference is simple. One group makes English their lifestyle, the other makes it homework. Fluency does not reward the smartest. Fluency rewards the most consistent. It belongs to the person who repeats until speaking becomes second nature. Here's a truth that can save you years. If you still rely on motivation, the habit hasn't been born, mood is fragile, momentum is what sustains fluency. And momentum is created by repeated daily action, tiny, simple, unshakable steps, not brilliance, not perfection, just consistency that rewires the brain. You don't need to speak perfectly. You don't need to shine with advanced words. You need a trigger, a reason to speak every day until it becomes automatic. A system that forces your brain to engage without hesitation. A system that doesn't wait for energy, but builds its own. That's the foundation of fluency. So here's the truth of this part. Fluency is not a gift. It is built, not remembered, but repeated, not forced, but automatic. That's the transformation waiting. If you wonder, why can't I speak yet? It's not grammar. It's not intelligence. It's not memory. It's because English hasn't become your habit yet. But from this moment forward, that can change because now you know the truth. And once truth meets action, a new version of you begins to rise. Part 2, the silent enemy. Why you keep translating in your head and how it destroys your confidence without you even realizing it. Something subtle is happening in your mind. It doesn't shout. It doesn't scream. It whispers, and that whisper quietly sabotages your fluency every day. It whispers in your native tongue. That whisper creates a pause, a hesitation, a delay, and in that hesitation, your confidence cracks and disappears. That invisible enemy is translation. You know what you want to say. You have the ideas. But before speaking, your brain takes a detour backward. First, it forms the sentence in your language. Then it searches for English words. Then it rearranges. Then it checks grammar. Then it doubts itself. And while all that is happening, the moment is gone. The conversation has moved forward. You're silent. You say, "Sorry, I don't know how to explain." But the truth is, you did know. You had the thought. You had the words. But you didn't trust yourself because translation trapped you in hesitation. Now, let's look deeper. When a child learns their first language, they don't translate, they hear sounds, they imitate, they connect word to experience. A child sees the sun, they hear the word sun, they point, they repeat, they smile. No translation, just direct connection. That's how fluency is born. But adults, we try to think in our own language first. We connect English through our mother tongue, and that connection becomes a prison, a cage. Every time we speak, we open the mental dictionary. We look for the right word. We check the sentence. We worry about mistakes. And fluency suffocates. Imagine this. You want to say, "I'm going to the market," but your brain first thinks it in your language. Then it tries to rebuild in English. That rebuild isn't instant. It creates friction. And fluency dies in friction. Because fluency isn't about perfection. It's about flow. Flow needs freedom. And flow can't exist if your brain is stuck juggling two languages. That's why even simple sentences feel heavy. That's why you freeze. Even when you know, listen carefully. The reason you feel nervous is not weakness, not lack of talent. It's because you are solving two problems at once: translation and speaking. Even confident speakers would struggle under that pressure. It's like carrying 2 buckets of water while running uphill. You tire out before you arrive. So, how do you fix this? You remove the middle step, you cut the chain, you build direct connections between thought and English expression itself. Not by studying harder, but by training your brain daily with small automatic uses of English. You stop thinking about English and start thinking in it. Think of it like learning to swim. You can't stand on the shore, imagining water. You must step in, splash, move your body, feel the water around you. As long as you stay on land, you can know swimming, but never swim. The same with English. You can know, but never speak fluently if stuck translating. When you start thinking directly in English, even with simple lines, you step into the water. You practice inside the experience. That's when real change begins. Don't pressure yourself to think all day in English. Start small. Start with one thought, one line, one observation. Then repeat, repeat, repeat daily. Look around. Say, "This coffee is hot." Say, "I feel sleepy." Say, "The bus is late." Say it softly or aloud, but say it, give it breath. Every sentence you speak this way builds a new path in your brain. And slowly, the old translation habit weakens, and the new English path strengthens. One day, you'll notice something magical. Your brain will stop asking for translation. English will arrive directly, instantly, without hesitation. That is the first spark of fluency. That is the freedom you've been waiting for. That is the power of breaking translation and trusting your new habit. Understand this clearly. Fluency is not about perfect grammar. It's not about using rare words. Fluency is about flow, and translation kills flow every time. Break the translation cycle, and suddenly English feels lighter, faster, freer. The silence disappears, the hesitation fades. Your voice finally comes alive. Part 3. Daily English Systems. How to make English a natural part of your life, not a separate subject you occasionally remember. Let's face the truth. Fluency doesn't come from endless motivation speeches. It doesn't come from finishing 50 YouTube lessons. It doesn't come from electing Cal apps. It comes from what you do every day. It comes from how you design your life around English, not how you push English into your busy life, because English is not a weekend project. It's not homework. It's a living habit. And habits are built through systems that guide you without depending on mood. Here's a hard truth. If you only speak English when you feel inspired, you'll never become fluent. Why? Because moods change. Systems stay. Systems don't ask how you feel. They activate even when you're tired, bored, distracted. They make fluency grow because they replace excuses with repetition. So what is a daily English system? It's not about marathon practice. It's about building small, unshakable patterns that attach to your real life, not locked in a classroom, not waiting for a test, but in your morning, your thoughts, your meals, your walks, your evenings, woven naturally into your day. Every habit in the world follows one cycle: cue, routine, reward. Let's break this down as an English system, not just as abstract theory. Step 1. Cue, the trigger. A cue is something that reminds your brain to act, like hearing an alarm, feeling hungry, or receiving a message. Your brain is constantly reacting to cues. To build an English habit, you attach English to cues you already have. That way, it becomes automatic. Examples. You wake up equals cue to speak one English line. You pour coffee equals cue to describe the action. You unlock your phone equals cue to read one sentence. You step outside equals cue to notice the weather in English. You end your work equals cue to review your day aloud in English. All natural, all repeatable. Step 2. Routine, the action. This is what you actually do when the cue appears. And here's the secret. Keep it so small you cannot fail. Learners often start too big. I will speak 1 hour daily. Sounds powerful, but the brain resists. It feels heavy. It collapses before becoming a habit. Instead, begin with one simple sentence. Just one. That's the seed of fluency. One seed repeated daily becomes a forest. That's how habits grow strong. Examples of routines. Wake up. Say, "Today I will use more English." Boil water. Say, "The kettle is loud." Look in the mirror. Say, "I feel tired but ready." Eat lunch. Say, this soup is warm. Close your book. Say, I finished reading. Walk outside. Say, the sky is gray. Small sentences. Repeated without pressure. Step 3. Reward the result. Rewards are not gifts or chocolates. The reward is progress itself. The reward is your brain saying, I spoke, I succeeded. That small sense of victory creates momentum. It makes the brain want to repeat, and repetition engraves the habit deeper until it's part of your identity. So the loop looks like this. Cue appears. You speak English. You feel progress. Repeat over and over until the system runs without effort. Now let's build your full daily habit. This is not rigid rules. This is a blueprint you can adapt, but follow it daily, and fluency will accelerate. Wake up, say one sentence. Today is a new chance, or I will grow today. Speak before the world distracts you. Begin your day in English. During breakfast, describe actions. I'm spreading butter. This bread is warm. The coffee smells strong. Small phrases. Real life. No textbooks required. Look in the mirror. Say one feeling. I look sleepy, or I feel motivated. The mirror becomes your partner. Your reflection becomes your audience. At work or study, describe tasks. I'm sending an email. I'm reading this page. I'm feeling bored. Real-time thinking transforms into real-time fluency. During a walk, talk to the world. The wind is cold. That tree looks tall. The dog is barking. Nature becomes your classroom. No silence, only practice. At lunch, speak gratitude. This meal is delicious. I cooked this rice myself. The soup is salty. Food becomes a moment to train fluency, not just eat. After finishing your day, review. Today I finished 3 tasks. I had 1 meeting. I felt nervous but improved. Daily reflection in English rewires your memory. While cooking dinner, describe, I'm chopping carrots. The pan is hot. The smell is spicy. Each action becomes a trigger. Each trigger becomes fluency. Cleaning? Say it. I dropped water. I folded shirts. The floor is dusty. Mundane tasks become training grounds for fluency when you add voice. Before bed, close with one line. Tomorrow will be better. Good night. I'm resting now. That closure builds continuity, preparing your brain for the next day. Do this daily, and something remarkable happens. English stops being something you study. It becomes something you live. Not pressure, presence. Fluency grows when English lives in your walking, your cooking, your silence, your thoughts. Until one day you realize you didn't think, you just spoke. That moment is not magic. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the result of your system, your habit, your daily decision to live inside English. Part 4. Shadowing, mirroring, repeating, training your mouth so English flows naturally, not trapped in your head, but alive on your tongue. Here's the truth. Most people don't fail because of lack of words. They don't fail because of grammar. They fail because their mouth never trained. They study books, fill notebooks, pass exams, but their lips remain silent. Their tongue never learns the rhythm. Their voice never gains muscle memory. That's why when they finally try to speak, it feels broken, stiff, robotic, not because of low knowledge, but because of no practice in sound. Now compare with fluent speakers. Their tone feels smooth. Their pauses sound natural. Their rhythm flows with energy. Even simple sentences carry confidence. It's tempting to think they're gifted, but the truth? They trained their mouth. Like athletes train legs. Like singers train voice. Like dancers train steps. Not with rules, not with theory, with repetition. with shadowing, with mirroring, with repeating. 3 unstoppable techniques you can start using today. 1. Shadowing. Train your mouth like a musician trains notes. Imagine a violinist. They don't just read sheet music. They repeat sounds until fingers memorize. Shadowing is the same. You listen to an English sentence and immediately say it aloud, either with the speaker or a heartbeat after. No translation, just sound. You copy speed, tone, rhythm, pauses, like an actor learning lines, like a singer matching melody. You repeat until your tongue moves without hesitation. Start small. Choose a short audio, 15-30 seconds. Could be a podcast, a news clip, even a motivational speech. Play, copy, play again, copy again. At first, it feels hard. Your mouth stumbles. Your tongue feels heavy. But that discomfort means muscles are training, just like soreness after exercise. Why shadowing works? It forces flow, it removes hesitation, it gives your mouth confidence before your brain feels ready. It builds rhythm, not just memory. 2. Mirroring. Copy not only words, but confidence. Imagine watching a skilled speaker walk on stage. Their posture, their smile, their energy, it all communicates. Mirroring means imitating not just what a fluent speaker says, but how they say it. Their pauses, their emphasis, their expression, their emotion, their style. Choose a short video. Watch carefully. Notice how they smile mid-sentence, how they stress important words, how their hands move with rhythm. Then copy it. Don't aim for exactness. Aim for connection. Feel their energy in your own body. Speak with that emotion, not as a student, but as a communicator. For example, if a speaker says, "I couldn't believe it," don't just repeat words. Say it with surprise, with eyebrows lifted, with a real exhale of disbelief. That's what makes you sound natural, not robotic, not textbook-like, natural. And natural speaking is what makes people listen, connect, and trust your words. 3. Repeating, the simplest, yet most powerful. Repetition builds muscle memory. Repetition engraves fluency. Repetition makes your tongue automatic. Choose 5 powerful daily sentences. I can do this. That's interesting. Could you repeat that? Let's try again. I'm improving every day. Repeat each sentence 20 times. While walking, cooking, showering, waiting for the bus. These phrases become weapons your mouth fires without thinking. At first it feels boring, but boring is exactly what builds fluency. Boring repetition writes English into your muscles until it becomes reflex, not effort. Do shadowing, do mirroring, do repeating. Together. They train your tongue, your lips, your rhythm. Together. They erase fear and activate flow. Most people stay stuck because they never train their mouth. They study silently. They write silently. But fluency isn't silent, it's sound, vibration, movement. Train your tongue like an athlete. Train your rhythm like a drummer. Train your emotion like an actor. And one day, your voice itself becomes fluent. Someone will ask, "How did you become so confident?" And you'll smile and answer, "I stopped waiting. I started speaking every single day until it became me." Part 5. The Habit Calendar. 21 days to speak English without hesitation, without fear, without overthinking every single word. Here's the truth people don't like to hear. The difference between fluency and failure is not talent, not grammar, not vocabulary, it's consistency. You can watch 500 videos. You can install every learning app. You can fill 10 notebooks and still remain stuck if you stop repeating daily. But the day you build a daily system, the day you follow it step by step without quitting, is the day your English finally transforms forever. Now ask yourself, can your life truly change in 21 days? The answer is yes, if you commit, not halfway, but with discipline and persistence. This calendar isn't for the half-hearted. It's not for those who quit after 3 days. It's for those ready to declare, enough waiting, I want fluency. Day 1, the first voice. Task, say one English sentence immediately after waking. Example, today I begin my journey. Bonus, write it, repeat 10 times. Day 2, describe your actions. Task, every time you do something, speak it in English. I'm brushing. I'm cooking. I'm opening the door. Bonus, record 5. Day 3, mirror the mirror. Task, look into a mirror and speak 3 sentences about yourself. I look tired but strong. Bonus, smile while speaking them. Day 4, shadow the sound. Task, choose a 30-second audio. Copy the speaker word for word. Bonus, record yourself and compare the rhythm. Tone, energy. Day 5, tell your story. Task, describe one moment from yesterday aloud. Yesterday, I met my neighbor. Bonus, retell it 3 times, each faster, more natural. Day 6, mouth gym. Task, choose 5 simple phrases. Repeat each 20 times. I agree. That's good. I'm learning. Bonus, practice while walking outside. Day 7, talk to the world. Task, go outside and describe what you see. The sky is cloudy. That child is laughing. Bonus, speak 10 different observations. Day 8, the question game. Task, ask and answer 5 English questions with yourself. What's my favorite fruit? Apples. Bonus, change tone each time. Day 9, the phone rule. Task, set your phone language to English. Read 5 notifications aloud. Bonus, reply to a message in English if possible. Day 10, repeat day. Task, pick any task from days 1 through 9 and repeat. Bonus, note your easiest and your hardest exercise so far. Day 11, movie challenge. Task, watch one short movie scene. Repeat one sentence 10 times with real emotion. Bonus, act it out like the character. Day 12, think in English. Task, for 10 minutes, think only in English. I'm walking. I want food. I feel tired. Bonus, write 3 thoughts down. Day 13, teach one word. Task, choose a word you like. Teach it aloud to an imaginary student. Bonus, use it in 3 different sentences. Day 14, celebrate progress. Task, say 5 positive sentences about your English. I speak more. I'm faster. I feel proud. Bonus, record yourself smiling. Day 15, future talk. Task, describe your future fluency. I will travel. I will speak with anyone. Bonus, speak as if it's already true right now. Day 16, shadow again. Task, choose a new speaker to copy. Bonus, shadow 2 different voices, male and female, for contrast and variety. Day 17, silent practice. Task, close your eyes. Imagine yourself speaking in front of people. Say 5 sentences. Bonus, record and listen later. Day 18, speed test. Task, repeat one short sentence faster and faster. I'm improving daily. Bonus, time yourself and check clarity against speed. Day 19, emotional practice. Task, say one line in 3 emotions: happy, angry, surprised. Bonus, record and notice how energy changes your voice. Day 20, real test. Task, talk to someone online or offline in English. Even 1 minute counts. Bonus, write what you said and repeat it later. Day 21, speak your transformation. Task, Talk freely for 2 minutes without stopping. No script, just you. Bonus, record it and compare with day 1. When you reach day 21, look back. You'll realize fluency is not talent, it's not chance, it's not magic, it's habit, discipline, repetition. This calendar is not 21 random tasks. It is 21 steps of rewiring your brain, your voice, your identity until English becomes second nature. Most people wait for motivation, but you're building a system, and systems don't wait. They move forward. They always win because they don't depend on mood. From this point, you're not just learning English, you're living it. Every day, every sentence, every habit. And fluency becomes your new self. Part 6. The final truth. If you don't build the habit, you will remain a beginner no matter how many years pass or how many books you buy. Let's pause for a moment. No steps, no routines, just honesty. Ask yourself, how long have you been trying to speak English? 1 year? 5? Since school? And now the harder question. After all that time, why are you still stuck? It's not because you're unintelligent. It's not because English is impossible. It's because you never built a system strong enough to survive excuses. You studied, yes, but you started and stopped again and again until silence won. Think about it. You worked hard for 1 week, then you disappeared. You wrote goals in a notebook, then forgot them. You practiced once, then expected miracles. And when nothing changed, you whispered, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe English isn't for me. Maybe I'll never sound fluent. But that's not true. The truth is simple. You didn't stay long enough. You didn't push long enough. You didn't repeat long enough to let the habit fully form. Look at your life. Every real skill you have, walking, writing, cooking, driving, came from persistence, from falling and repeating, not from sudden talent. You didn't learn to walk by quitting after 2 stumbles. You didn't learn to write by practicing once a month. You didn't learn your language that way either. You lived it daily. You failed. You repeated. And slowly, it became who you are. That's how English must enter your life, by living, not by occasional effort. So here's the final truth. If you're still stuck, it's not your fault. But now that you know the secret, it is your responsibility to act. Because now you have the system, you have the steps, you have the calendar, you have the tools. If you don't act, silence will remain forever. Yes, that's the hard reality. Thousands of learners will watch videos, feel inspired, comment thanks, and then return to excuses, to waiting, to staying stuck. But you don't have to be one of them. You can be the exception. You can be the person who doesn't stop at motivation, but builds the habit. Because this isn't just about English. This is about your career, your confidence, your ability to connect with people, your chance to live fully. It's about freedom. And freedom doesn't arrive by chance. It arrives to those who repeat, who train, who build habits until the habit becomes identity. So ask yourself honestly, 6 months from now, what will my life look like if I speak fluently? Will I shine in interviews? Will I share my ideas proudly? Will I finally stop hiding, stop doubting, stop shrinking in silence? Will I stand taller because my voice matches my thoughts? Not trapped behind fear? Now the other question. 6 months from now, if I keep waiting, what will my life look like? Will I still be searching, still silent, still stuck? You don't need another reminder. You need a decision. 2 paths stand before you. One leads to waiting. The other leads to fluency. The difference is habit. You made it this far. That means you care. That means something inside you refuses to give up. Don't let that fire die. Don't return to excuses. Because if you don't act now, you may never act. and that would be the saddest ending. But if you start today, even small, your future already changes. You prove to yourself, I'm serious. I'm ready. I won't live in silence anymore. I won't hide my voice. I will build this habit. So say this out loud right now. English is not something I study. English is something I live every day, everywhere, in every way. Say it again, louder. Let it enter your bones. Let it become your truth. Let it mark the moment you crossed from learning into living. And if this message gave you strength, don't keep it inside. Subscribe, like, comment your day one step, and share this with someone still waiting in silence. Because this isn't just a video, it's a wake-up call. And for someone out there, this could be the moment their voice finally begins to rise.